Hey everybody, Icy Cat here. We've got the newest teaser trailer from Ubisoft for the upcoming season, Operation Burnt Horizon. This time we get a look at Gridlock and Mosey and a peek at what their gadgets look like, as well as a few breadcrumbs into some other things. Let's follow them up and see where they go.
It's, quiet here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really
Was quiet.
quiet.
Attention. Convoy entering the sector in 5 minutes.
Okay, so that was the trailer showing Gridlock and Mosey as they're just kind of sitting in the Australian outback. Now right away we can tell a lot from these personalities that are on display here that Gridlock has some mild ADHD or something and is just really raring to go. So what is some of the information that we can actually take away from this though? Well, the whole time the trailer is slowly zooming in on the two of them, and front and center between them is this crate. Let's get a nice close look of this. And we have some kind of a canister here on the side next to Mosey, as well as that shotgun she picks up later, and what looks like a pistol of some sort, but it is positioned very oddly. You would not set a pistol down on top of a crate and have it braced like that. It would be laying flat like the shotgun is. So something is keeping it from tipping over on its side, and it's hard to really tell what it is. At first glance, it looks like it could be some type of a pistol with an extended magazine, but there's more going on here than this. And our key takeaway frame is that as he picks it up, we advance a few frames. When we hold on this particular shot right here, you can see that on either side of this pistol-like device is some kind of a cross brace here. So this isn't actually a normal firearm of some type. This looks like it might be like a hand crossbow of some sort. Now we did get a leak about a month ago of what his gadget will be, and here's that leaked screenshot of it. You can see these are on the stairs in Consulate that lead down to the server room section by the back of the cafeteria there. And this is some type of a like web-based device here, and what we know of it is apparently that when a defensive roamer steps on it, it causes a little bit of damage and lets out some kind of a loud noise, and possibly might even have some tracking associated with it, kind of like maybe a jackal tag or an alibi tag possibly. But now that we get a look at this hand crossbow kind of a gadget, it looks like that might be how these devices are deployed. Now let's go back to the trailer and see what that canister was that was sitting across from it. So this one is over on Mosey's side, and it looks like this could be the device that we've heard about from the leak, that although there wasn't a screenshot with it, there was information that stated that she deploys some type of a device that when drones come near it or drive through it or something like that, that they are essentially hacked. And so that drone would then be something that the defenders could view in their camera network from the sound of it, almost making her into something like a defensive Dokkaebi. So it looks like this canister device here might be that gadget. It has some kind of a hand grip there on the top, so obviously that would be something that would be either pushed down or pulled up, and then perhaps the device itself would sort of unfold or open up in some way, and then that would be for the deployment of that gadget. Then the instant Gridlock hears that there is a convoy coming into the sector, he runs off screen. That's an interesting bit of information that we'll get back to in a second. And then we see Mosey stand up with this pump action short-barreled shotgun here. Something this small would not be a primary, so this would be some type of a secondary device. Interesting, because that would grant the kind of utility that Mira has with her secondary shotgun. More than likely, Gridlock would also have access to that as a secondary choice, since the secondaries are always mirrored between both sides. Now let's take a real quick step back here and think about what was said. So they said that a convoy has come into the sector, and of course Gridlock ran off to take care of that. We know from the Outback map teaser trailer that was just released the other day that there is a nuclear convoy that was essentially run off the road, and you can actually see the semi crashed into the side of the building. That's either part of that convoy or something that was forced off into the building as a result of the convoy crashing. And so now that nuclear convoy is holed up there. But if we go back to leaks that that had come in the last month or two and listened to some of the things that were there was something that a lot of people kind of ignored and wrote off. And that was that there was going to be some type of a new PvE experience that was titled either Fallout or Decay or something like that, and had to do with repelling terrorists in some kind of a nuclear scenario. Now, it was really written off at the time. Again, this was a couple of months ago that leak had come out, and it was really just information. There were no screenshots to back it up or anything like that, but this was well in advance of Burnt Horizon being announced. Now, Burnt Horizon itself is a term that leads credibility toward that because it is a reference to sort of the damage that occurs when a nuclear bomb goes off and it burns the horizon and destroys everything. So there is a nuclear reference already. We know that in the description from the article that the devs released regarding the Outbreak map teaser, that this is a nuclear convoy that was run off. And once again, in this trailer, we see Gridlock reacting to the fact that the convoy had entered the sector. So there's all this talks about nuclear, and a couple of months ago, somebody had leaked that there was going to be something, either like a Fallout or a Decay titled kind of a thing, and it was really kind of written off because not only was there no screenshots to go with it, but also Ubisoft had said when they did Outbreak that they were not going to be doing that again. But how literal was that statement? Were they simply talking about the fact that Outbreak itself would not be repeated, but the concept of a new PvE campaign in that style was not necessarily off the table? So that was like a zombie alien sort of a sci-fi thing, and this sounds like it might be more of some type of a realistic military scenario. So not going off in that sci-fi direction, and perhaps just trying something a little different. Now, this information is a long ways away from being able to substantiate that, but a lot of the leaks so far have turned out to be true. And with all these references to the nuclear influence on both this map and this season, it sounds like that PvE event at least has a possibility of being something that we might see revealed during the 6th Invitational. So there you go, guys. We've got a first look at what the operator's gadgets seem to look like, as well as a secondary shotgun, combined with some breadcrumbs that might point to another PvE-based scenario. It sounds like we've got a lot to look forward to when all the information is revealed this coming weekend. Now, as that information becomes available, I will of course be covering it, so make sure that if you haven't already, you do like and subscribe, and click that notification icon so you're alerted as soon as I make that new content available. You can also follow me over at IcyCat25 on either Facebook or Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.